Well, good afternoon. Can everyone hear me okay? Online too, right? We're good to go? Thank you so much for coming today. I get to introduce you to a new friend of mine. This is Dean Gorenhauser. We actually met, was it a year ago in May? Yeah. We took a trip with Dr. Ivan Damanov, who's from Croatia. He's a professor emeritus in pathology. And he actually has set up an endowed account to encourage exchange between Croatia and KU Med. So we welcome Croatian students here every August and September. And our fourth year medical students have an opportunity to sign up to go to Rijeka or Zagreb for clinical rotations. And so we went to Croatia. I had the pleasure. It is an amazing country. Hopefully you'll have an opportunity to go someday as well. And I got to meet Dean Hauser at the University of Rijeka. An extraordinary city, just so much to see and do, and a wonderful school of medicine. So Dr. Gorenhauser, MD, PhD, graduated from the Faculty of Medicine in Rijeka in 1996. In 2001, he started working at the Rijeka Hospital Center, and in 2002, he became a resident in internal medicine and an assistant in the Department of Internal Medicine at the Faculty of Medicine in Rijeka. His further professional development, he specialized in gastrointestinal endoscopy and neurogastroenterology. He has published more than 100 scientific and professional papers in these fields, and they have been cited more than 1,600 times. He has mentored 3 defended scientific doctorates. He is currently the leader of 2 national scientific competition projects. He is a member of several national and international professional societies in the field of gastroenterology and is currently the Croatian representative in the European Society of Neurogastroenterology. He has participated as an invited speaker in numerous national and international congresses and conferences and is currently a member of the editorial boards of 4 international journals. So he's quite accomplished, if you haven't picked that up. He has been the president of the Assembly of the Croatian Medical Chamber since 2024, and he is currently dean of the Faculty of Medicine at Rijeka and head of the Department of Internal Medicine at the Clinical Hospital Center Rijeka. So since I'm going to pass the microphone over to Dean Hauser, and he will tell you all about his life.
Okay. What is missing? I'm married to 1 wife, 2 kids, and that's it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kimberly, for having me here. Thank you, Stacy, Alexa. Thank you all for coming here. I just, in the beginning, I would like to ask you, I would like to know what kind of students we have here. Medical students, nursing students, health. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so please try to. Okay, you are all welcome here. Okay, so please feel free to ask anything during the lecture. Please keep it informal as much as possible. So I will try to put some numbers and some pictures as well. So, but I will try not to bother too much with the data fact. Okay, so but I will start with figures and numbers. After that, how do we work and live in Croatia? Few words about University of Rijeka and of course Faculty of Medicine. We call that Faculty of Medicine, not School of Medicine, but more or less it's the same. Okay, first of all, map. I would like to put us on the map in the Europe, like you are in the heart of United States. We are heart of the Europe, in the middle Europe, but a little bit more south. We are on the Mediterranean coast, neighboring to Hungary, Slovenia, Bosnia, Italy, and that is our part of the world. We consider ourselves as a Mediterranean country. So let's compare to the United States. We are quite small country, only 55,000 square kilometers. So it says it's West Virginia size. I don't know if that matters for you. Okay, I can do this. So that part of the earth is very attractive to many people. So we used to be part of Roman Empire. After that, Croats and Slavic tribes came there. That was something like during the 6th century or 7th century. And then we became part of Venetian, Turks, Austrians. After that, we were part of Yugoslavia. And right now we are an independent country like we used to be something like 1,000 years ago. So a few more things about Croatia. So it's a very funny banana-shaped state, but that is some historical reason. Maybe we can discuss about this. So Rijeka is in northern west part of Croatia, and we are quite small country, as I said, 220 miles on the east, 270 miles down south to place Dubrovnik. Probably you have heard, when you heard about Croatia, heard about Dubrovnik, so it's completely down south, close to Montenegro. Our capital is Zagreb. Altogether, we are around 4 million, but I think it's a little bit less right now. Besides Zagreb and Rijeka, they are split in Osijek, which are major cities in Croatia, and we are blessed with four-season weather. In northern part of Croatia, it's typical continental climate where we can find some snow and so on. But in southern part, along the coastline, it's Mediterranean, typical Mediterranean climate, which means hot summers and mild winters. And of course, I would like to say how to recognize Croats. Famous IC at the end. But of course, not IC. IC is not universal, because with IC you can find Serbs, Montenegrins, Bosnians as well, and of course not all Croats has IC like myself. Okay, but more or less it's typical for Slavic people. So regarding ethnicity, in Croatia lives more than 90% of Croats. We have Serbian minority and also other neighboring countries such as Hungarians, Italians, Bosniaks, and so on. But that was the census from 2021. After that, lots of things changed because we received lots of immigrants from Nepal, from Philippines, from India, Bangladesh, and so on. So probably after 10 years, it is going to be quite different. Official language is Croatian. Religion mainly Roman Catholic, but we have Serbs are usually Orthodox. There are some other Christian religions as well as Muslims, and a few number of Jews. And of course, some people are agnostic or that's it. So regarding the GDP, we are doing quite well recently, so that's not so bad. And usually we export to Italy, Germany, Slovenia, neighboring countries, something a little bit in the United States, but probably that's not so important. So regarding the Rijeka, this is the outskirts of Rijeka, typical Mediterranean city. Our population is 130,000, and we are the biggest harbor in Rijeka, in Croatia, and probably in next few years will become the biggest harbor in Adriatic Sea. You will see later on why is that possible. We have university officially, which is 50 years old, but the tradition of university education is quite longer. But officially, the public university was established in 1973. History of Rijeka is very interesting because we changed lots of governors during the history. Later on, I will try to explain that a little bit further. So why we change lots of rulers during the history is it's stated here. So if we made a circle of around 200 kilometers, that includes Venice, southern part of Austria, and a little bit of Hungary, but in a circle of 500 kilometers, which is around 350 miles, that includes Munich, that includes Czech Republic, Slovak Republic, Budapest, and so on, which means that Rijeka is the closest point on the sea for the Hungary, for the Austria, for the Czech Republic, for the Slovak, and we have lots of transits from them, and because they are exporting through the Rijeka. And that is the reason why all people want to influence Rijeka during the history, because the geostrategical position is excellent. For myself, for everyday well-being, it's very important to say that I'm living on Mediterranean coast, but I need only 2 hours by car to reach Austrian Alps during the winter, so I can go skiing every day, go and back. So that's very important if you're taking care for your quality of life. So what are the most famous Croats? Probably you know the one, but actually he's Serb, but he was born in Croatia. So he is Orthodox, and he was born 150 miles out from Rijeka, but he made career in New York, in States. Maybe you have heard about Mike Grgic, famous winemaker from Napa Valley. He came in the United States in 1955, I think. John Malkovich, actually, he was born here, but his roots are from Croatia. But there are some more recent people who may be more familiar to you. Dražen Petrovic and Toni Kukoc. Dražen Petrovic played in Nets and Portland Trail Blazers during the 1990s. Toni Kukoc played together with Jordan and Pippen in Bulls. Right now, Luka Modric, one of the most famous soccer players in the world. He's a captain, still captain of our national team, although he is 40 years old, but he is still playing. Janica Kostelić, famous skier. He won 6 Olympic medals. Among them, 4 of them were gold medals. She was active in Salt Lake City in Olympic Games. So these are the most prominent athletes. Some famous landmarks, of course, Dubrovnik I mentioned before. After that, Pula, still very active Roman, one of the most preserved Roman amphitheaters in whole world. It's amazing, and still, of course, it's still active, not with the gladiators and fighting with animals, but there are interesting concerts. Yeah, but during the summer they have really, really good international concerts there, and it's beautiful scenario for the concerts. Plitvice Lakes, under patronage of UNESCO, this part of UNESCO heritage, very beautiful place. And of course, we are very proud of our Adriatic Sea. And I don't know if you can, maybe light is better. Our sea really looks like this. It's blue and light blue. So, and this is one of the most famous Croatian beach, Pebblestone Beach, Bol. Bol means pain, actually, when you translate in English, but it's famous because wind and the currents change the shape of that horn every day. So when you picture every day, it's a little bit different than the day before. So probably you didn't know this. This is a story about necktie, and you know that we are Croats, and in the French language they said Croat, and it's some fairy tale. I don't know if it's fairy tale or not, but it says that our soldiers have these neckties, and when the French people saw that, they said, okay, that's a sort of Croat way of doing, and that's and we consider that we invented necktie or cravat or tie. Yeah. Okay, so a few more things about education. Maybe we spent this morning explaining each other what are the differences and similarities. Unfortunately, we don't have similarities so much, but we have lots of specific things. So we have elementary school, which is obligatory for all citizens, that lasts for 8 years. After that, which is not obligatory, it's something like your high school, but we call that middle school because it's in the middle between elementary and university. And that's middle school, 4 years. It's not obligatory, but of course, I think that more than 80 or 85% of people are going there. And after that, we have faculties, or we don't have this pre-med or something like that. We have integrated. For example, if you want to study medicine, dentistry, vet medicine, that means you have to study 6 years. If you want to study engineering, law science, health studies, it's usually 3 plus 2. So that is the system. That is the statistics. What I told you about 60 years ago, majority of the people were less educated. Let's say 85% had only elementary school. Right now, only 20% of inhabitants have elementary school, and more than 80% of inhabitants have high school or university degree as well. So this is maybe the most important or most biggest difference than the United States, because education is completely free for all citizens, including in university education. So you only have to buy books and buy food and find an apartment in the city where you're studying. For the medical doctors, I think that is going to be painful for you maybe, but our working day is from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's regular working day. After that starts shifts, afternoon shifts or night shifts, and that's it. And our health system is completely free. All people are insured. So, but not all procedures or medication are reimbursed. Sometimes you have to pay, but it's something like at the level of $10, $20 or something like 50, maybe 100, the maximum. So it's completely free. I don't know for how long it's going to exist, but still that is the truth. We have a private health system, but we don't have private big hospitals. For example, you cannot receive liver transplant in private hospital. That's not possible. So usually it's outpatients clinics for some diagnostics, radiology diagnostics, endoscopy diagnostics, or some day surgery hernia reparation, orthopedic surgery, and something like that. Of course, what is painful for us in comparison to medical doctors in the United States, our average salary is around, annual salary is around 50,000 euros. But that is net salary after after we pay taxes, after we pay health insurance and everything. That's what we get. Our brutto salary is, let's say, double of that. But of course, it depends in which hospital you work, and it's really generally speaking. Some nicer things, okay, so I mentioned before, sport people are the biggest ambassador of Croatia, and we are crazy about sports. And of course, soccer is the most important one. This is a picture from our capital in Zagreb from 1918, when we get the second place on the FIFA World Championship in Russia. So I don't want to think what is going to be if we won the championship. But okay, so people who are from Kansas, prepare yourself. We are coming next year here. Croatia already qualified for I don't know if we are going to be in Kansas City, but to be honest, you don't want to have Croatian funds here unless you are bar owner, or that's the only way. Okay, so we'll see what's going on, and maybe we are preparing to take our first world championship. So, what are the strengths and weaknesses of Croatia? Definitely, geography is excellent position in the heart of Europe. Political and economic stability still good. Social security still. Excellent climate, still a good climate. Warm sea, 8 national parks, beautiful nature. We still have food and wine. That's our strengths. And weaknesses, actually, we don't have weaknesses. Or maybe we have one. And actually, that's the biggest problem in Croatia, population growth rate. Despite the fact that we are a beautiful country, we don't have so many kids. So all of you, okay, majority of you are young. And if you want to have more kids, come to Croatia, and you are very welcome. So unfortunately, we are losing. Our government is doing quite a lot of things about this. Regarding mother leaves, I know your system. For example, our mother leaves last for more than 16 months. So, paid, fully reimbursed, especially if you have working medical system. So, because our nurses, our female doctors, they can get almost 16 months. So, and if you have a third child, you get some extra money and so on, but it's not working. I don't know why, but it's not working. People don't like to have more than 1 or 2 kids. That is the problem. And every year we are losing population around 20,000 people. Our population is decreasing. So that is the problem. And of course, we have big problem when Croatia become part of European Union. That happened in 2015. Lots of people go abroad to work in Germany, Ireland, wherever, United Kingdom, and so on. So that is the problem. Okay, a few more words about because we are on health studies here. So I would like to what you can do after you finish medical school. So altogether, when you need something like 18 years to finish your faculty of medicine, for example. And after that, if you want to become a gastroenterologist, first of all, you have to finish 2 years of common trunk in internal medicine. And after that, you can choose gastroenterology, cardiology, endocrinology, nephrology, or so on. And it's similar with surgery. Common trunk in surgery, 2 years, and after the digestive surgery, vascular surgery, so on. Only neurosurgery has completely separate system. And that is the way. So you need 18 plus 5 years in order to become specialist in gastroenterology. The same. Sorry, they have completely separate. They are not part of the surgical program. Neurosurgery, orthopedics. Sorry. Okay, follow all other people who wants maybe an academic career, it goes parallel with residency usually. And if you get position on the School of Medicine, that's the period when you have to go in doctoral school. We have PhD. We don't have your systems, other systems, only PhD. Usually it lasts for 3 years, and after that you became when you get a PhD, you become a senior teacher. Usually it lasts for 6 years. After that, you can become assistant professor if the position is vacant still. After that, full professor, full professor, and just before you die, you can become emeritus. Yes. Yes, yes. You need a PhD. That's prerequisite for to becoming. Yeah, we don't have clinical professors like you do. Yeah, we don't have that. Okay, and this short movie about university, I will later maybe explain you difference between universities here. Maybe link is not functioning. It should be YouTube link. Never mind. We can skip. Okay, and at the end, a few words about Faculty of Medicine or School of Medicine. We are celebrating 70 years right now in this year, and we are a little bit older than university. That is the point what I would like to explain you. We are not so attached to university, so we are legal entities by our own, and university some let's say, I don't know how to explain, but maybe it's not so important like in your way of living. So. And this is our official emblem of 70 years of we are working with heart and brain usually. So this is our study programs. We have a graduate program for medicine in Croatian language, in English language as well. We have a graduate program in pharmacy. After that, undergraduate and graduate programs in public health and medical laboratory diagnostics. Previously, we had also health studies on the Faculty of Medicine and also dentistry, but they became separate schools several years ago. So this all together. Also in the last row, what is important, we have doctoral school and also 25 postgraduate specialistic studies, which are part of residency program. So if you want to become a gastroenterologist, you have to finish this postgraduate course in gastroenterology as well, or orthopedics or cardiology or whatever. So these are the numbers. Every year we enrolled around 250 students. Among them, 130 in Croatian program, 50 in English program, and all those other programs are a little bit smaller. Every year we receive lots of applicants for our studies, especially for medicine and pharmacy. Usually applied around 1,200 for 130 places, which means 1 to 10. Pharmacy is even more attractive. That's typical for Croatia. It's very attractive in occupation in Croatia, and we have more than we have 20 applicants for one place in pharmacy. So that they are very prominent one. Altogether, right now we have around 1,300 students on all programs on our Faculty of Medicine. So a few words about scientific activities. Okay, this political slide may be not interesting for you. Just a few groups. We have important groups regarding infectious diseases, especially cytomegaloviruses and of course COVID-19. After the second group, which is very prominent, maybe the best group, is for metabolic diseases regarding type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, which becomes more and more important in everyday life. After that, oncological disease, that's a group, and this is my field as a gastroenterologist, gut microbiota, fecal microbiota transplantation, and the quality of probiotics. And we have a fecal biobank, that means biobank for stool, and we are delivering frozen stool to all Croatian hospitals and even in Slovenia, even in Bosnia, because we are the only fecal biobank in our region, and that's a very important field for scientific activity of us. And this is our hospital. We have our teaching base. We have it's not easy to compare United States and Croatia, but University Hospital is also public hospital, not private one, and Clinical Hospital Center is our primary teaching basis. We have also other teaching bases, small hospitals in different cities and so on, but this is the main building, and over there is university campus, all those buildings around. Until 1990, that was military field, and it was but after the war they give it to the city, and they decide to build the student campus over there. So it's very nice. Lots of winds over there, and it's quite cold there, but okay, it looks nice, and they still have good windows, and that's okay. So few words about our doctoral school. Usually, because all people, not all, if you want to have academic career, you need PhD. So lots of people are making PhDs, and we have doctoral school. Last year we received this Orpheus label, this European label of quality for doctoral schools, and we are the only one Croatian university which has Orpheus labeling in biomedicine. Also, international relations, we have bilateral agreements with Japan, China, Brazil, Turkey, and of course, Kansas. But the most activity for us is Erasmus agreement. That's European story, very, very, very important, and which the students are using it quite frequently, because you can spend whole year in different European country, and that's very, very useful for exchange students and exchange ideas. We received more than 90 students, or this year I think is going to be more than 100 students, incoming and outgoing students around 62. Okay, and really at the end, our students, we are very proud of them. They are the most active students on university, definitely. This is Student Council, this umbrella organization for different student programs. And among them, the most active one is CROMSIC, that's Croatian Medical Students International Committee. It's part of International Federation of Medical Students. I don't know if they are active in the United States. I know they are active in Canada, in South America as well, but, and of course in Asia and Europe. And of course, they are having lots of projects about this. And of course, we are very proud of our student sport games. Every year they have biomedicine student games, and with more than 1,000 students who are coming. That's students from pharmacy, vet students, and medicine and dentistry as well. So it's very, very important for them. And in the end, for all of you who wants to know more about history of Rijeka, which is very funny and very interesting, sometimes that was not so fun if you live there. But this interesting documentary movie, which is Croatian candidate for Academy Award this year. And if you want to find out a little bit more about Rijeka, I suggest you to watch that documentary movie. It's Fiume o Morte. We are more or less, we are very bilingual over there, because we have a huge Italian minority there, and still people are speaking Italian, or at least understand Italian. So that is the reason why the movie is on Italian language. And this story about Mussolini, about Italian fascists who ran Rijeka between two world wars. So interesting if you have time to look. Okay, so this is more or less the end of my presentation. This is our main building of Faculty of Medicine. We are not on this campus over there. We are in the middle of the city. This very old building. That building is, I think, old like your university, but in the beginning that was not Faculty of Medicine. That was orphanage in the beginning, and after the Second World War, they give the building to the Faculty of Medicine. Okay, thank you. I hope you will have time for some questions. If I know, I will answer. Okay, thank you very much.
Dollars is what buys your.
That call that Bismarck. Goes to health insurance. Unfortunately, I'm not using that. That money is by some right now. So socialist showed 30 about this. So enough somebody for me. So every person has social. Yeah, maybe if you spend there insurance, then you have to like $20-30 per day if you spend 30 days in hospital because of something like that.
Private. Hospital. It's public.
It's private the hospital, and then additional private insurance, outpatient clinics, and maybe it's okay.
We'll switch.
Okay. I maybe it's rude doing medicine. Operation. Private, so, and okay, you. Sorry. Sorry. For my salary. For they are not so. That
Um, it would be 3 years, and then you would do a PhD. That only schools as well, because like I know.
possible. Yeah. Of technology, they have PhD in biomedical sciences. That's no problem. But they cannot do this after bachelor degree. They need to have a master degree. No, no. You can do research without MD, but you cannot become without finishing. MD is the level of master. We don't call that master degree, but it's MD. Or for business, for law, they are masters. So they can go to. Of course, you can make PhD. It doesn't matter if you are employed by university and so on. This is just for you. Okay.
Researcher in biomedical, let's say in cancer biology.
Okay.
So I did my 6 years. I'm not
Okay.
becoming
Okay.
a doctor. For the PhD.
Free doctoral school is 3 years. Some people finish that in 3 years. Somebody takes. This part, of course, part of that is scientific research. They are theoretical and practices. Is 3 years, and you have usually for working parallel in hospitals, they need a little bit more time, and usually we get they. yes, that's the way. Yeah, that's the way.
Greenhouser told me earlier is, because it's the way this system is, it's not a bachelor's and then a
Yeah.
biology,
Yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah, yeah, we have people who finished chemistry, biology, bioengineering, and so on. They're working in some fundamental sciences, biology.
Slide was just about the medical school.
Yeah, yeah.
Specific. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah, of course.
Yes, there is. This one's from Courtney, and she's actually going to Rijeka in February, and she's going to be on a trauma surgery rotation, and she just was curious if there's anything you can share about what to expect or any advice. Good to know. Good to know.
But definitely lots of work, lots of night shifts. If she likes to take to be part of that day, because we are only trauma center in the circle of 200 kilometers, so lots of operating theater working hours. And what else? Can you hear us? Okay. You can expect lousy weather and lots of night shifts in the hospital.
Shelley, if you have a question, you can just unmute yourself. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kimberly. Thanks, Dr. Hauser, for speaking and for visiting with us. Can you hear me okay? Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. I am a geriatrician here, Dr. Hauser, at KU Medical Center, and I've had the honor of hosting some of your students for about, I think, 2 years, right, Kimberly? And yeah, oh, I see your nod. I wanted to know, Dr. Hauser, I have been given the title of a Fulbright specialist, and I would love to come to Croatia to do some work in geriatrics. Is there any possibility of that, to come to Croatia to do a project in geriatric care to help older adults in their quality of life? Just wanted to know if there was a possibility for that. Thank you.
Thank you for that very important question, and I think that
I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you.
And this just last year, I think that it is since last year, we just approved the curriculum for geriatric medicine. Before that, we didn't have a geriatric medicine as a separate specialization. So I think that you will be very welcome in Croatia, because we don't we have people who are doing this, but they are not officially geriatric specialists. So your help will be very, very valuable, I think.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. So Kimberly, if I could send you an email, maybe you could connect us by email. Would that work? That would be great. Maybe we could even, if you have 10 minutes, we can chat before you leave Kansas City and we can talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, Shelley, send me a text because we do have some openings. We also have dinner tonight and tomorrow night. If you're available, you could join us for dinner.
Okay, I'll send you a text. Thank you. Thank you both.
Okay. No questions regarding sports, beach, food, wine.
again, if you're medical students, we do have the exchange program and funding, which right now with so little funding for those type of opportunities, this is a really nicely funded opportunity, which is kind of rare for kind of elective. Yeah. Is that your third or fourth year? Fourth year rotation. Yeah. During February of your fourth year. Okay.
What I didn't mention, Croatia is really still safe country, so you can travel around by your own. And if you rent a car, of course, it's not American cars, American roads, but it's a little bit smaller, but definitely you can manage it.
And I would say for our PhD students, there would be still opportunity to go as well. You know, and Dr. Damanov just wants to support exchange. So
Oh no, you're totally fine.
so he's focused on medical, but we are working really hard. Alexa's working really hard to provide opportunities for our PhD students as well. We have great connections, obviously in Croatia. So if that's interesting for you,
Definitely, that's interesting very much for us because we don't have so many people who, because medical doctors, they don't want to do basic research mainly, they want to go to clinics. And we have lots of nice projects over there. Recently, we received European Research Council project, which is European Research Council is the biggest research fund in Europe. And in Croatia, we have only 2 or 3 projects like this. And one of our colleagues, he's actually vet, and he's working in our histology department, get a project named Sniff and Vaccine. So that's very funny, and we make jokes about him, but eventually when he get 6 million of euros, nobody's joking with him. So it's interesting project regarding they are trying to reproduce Pavlov reflex, which means when you sniff, you can stimulate your immunological system to more likely accept vaccination. I don't know how he's going to prove that, but he receives money, and he has 6 vacant places for different sorts of fundamental sciences, for PhD, even postdocs. So that's.
Yeah, I think if anything, I'll send an email. I will be hopefully like defending in a few months, and so
Okay.
I'm looking at more for like education, like getting teaching experience.
Yeah.
Even doing like a research project with teaching,
Yeah.
especially in an international where you have lots of exchanging.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
To have that education aspect, but I understand like this was geared more towards like that exchange. So I'll just follow up with questions.
Okay.
If that's fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I think, yeah, like I'm an immunologist, and so
Uh-huh.
I think, yeah, and so I think
Yeah,
there
that's.
is a lot of especially seeing that infectious, or metabolic diseases and like chronic inflammation, like that's more.
Okay, I think that you are perfectly fit in their laboratory. You perfectly fits in his laboratory, definitely.
So yeah, I'll.
sending an email will connect you.
Yeah.
I will say all of our exchanges are open to like all of our students, nursing as well. As you know, the medical exchange system is just so like everywhere. It's kind of the same. It's just
Yeah.
easy to plug into. But we're always working on opportunities for all of our students, and sometimes they're just a little more deeper.
Yeah,
to the
that's totally
individual.
fair.
Yeah.
But because we have the connections, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Is the connection. So we have the connection, then we just plug you into the system.
Yeah.
So we'd be so happy to do that. And I'm so glad you came today.
Thank you. Yeah. But yeah, it was nice to meet you. I'm Miranda.
Nice to meet you.
But yeah,
Oh.
I'll definitely Miranda. Yeah. I'll
nice
send
to meet you, Miranda.
Kimberly.
Kimberly?
Yeah. Sounds good.
And
Thank you.
Alexa works specifically with all the students, but you can find me on the website and email me.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.